Time now for your forewarned weather with Thomas Keyboy.
All right, but back here at home, we are not dealing with all the various kinds of crazy weather.
No, we don't have the floods. We don't have the storms. We just have that inversion that's pesky and hanging around, Thomas.
We can't even say we have snow.
No.
That's only something we can say.
It's just been quiet. High pressure's just been keeping it that way. So in our northern valleys, the inversion hasn't been great, but if you've been elsewhere, it really hasn't been feeling like the end of December. It's been feeling more like early December or late November, depending on where you are. But let's go ahead and take a live view from Red Cliffs Lodge in Moab, where it is picture perfect this evening. It's bright out there because the moon is still roughly 90% full. It's waning at this point, but still a pretty backdrop nonetheless as we look on from Red Cliffs Lodge in Moab, where the temperature right now is sitting at 22 degrees. It gets cold in Moab at night, and that's going to be the case again tonight, with temperatures likely dropping into the teens throughout portions of Grand County, where we'll get to 17 degrees in Moab, 21 in Blanding. But across the state, you can expect those overnight lows generally in the teens and 20s, while St. George will likely just be a sliver above freezing at 33 for the overnight hours, as we'll be checking in with mostly clear to partly cloudy skies and unfortunately more haze in our northern Utah valleys. Then if you're planning on taking your dog for a walk or dogs for a walk tomorrow, temperatures will be warming up steadily along the Wasatch Front. By 10 o'clock should be in the middle 30s, and we actually could see a daytime high in the middle 40s tomorrow, which is more than 5 degrees above our average along the Wasatch Front. But a lot of that warming will be dependent on how strong that inversion is. But when you have three pups like Sugar, Peaches, and Rosie, you have to take them for a walk. These festive dog walking forecasts, simply the best, and they're in their sweaters, ready to go for first thing in the morning. Then by tomorrow afternoon, we'll be looking at daytime highs in the 30s and 40s for most across the Beehive State, where we also have those inversions in the Uinta Basin. How about a daytime high of 29 degrees in Vernal, while in Cedar City, that daytime high of 52 is more reminiscent of what we would normally see in late November, while Park City will be closer to 15 degrees above average. And St. George might be perfect golf weather with a daytime high of 59. We'll mainly check in with mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies, but by the second half of the day, clouds will likely begin to increase. And that's because high pressure is finally going to start to move out of the way. This is tomorrow at 4 o'clock, showing that high pressure moving from west to east. And this is the upper level flow that I have laid on here. And you can see those winds out of the southwest dragging in those warmer temperatures. One thing that the forecast models have been hinting at is that by the time we get into Saturday, as the high pressure continues to move out of the way, some moisture will try to filter in. Now, I think this is still being overly optimistic, but if this comes to fruition, I don't think that we'll be upset about it, but there will be at least maybe a sliver of a chance for a few showers as we go through early on Saturday. But by Saturday afternoon, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies as the system starts to approach southwestern Utah. So I think on New Year's Eve, there will be that potential for a few spotty showers. The chance of wet weather overall won't be that great, simply because a lot of that moisture will still be left over in California. Then as we go from New Year's Eve into New Year's Day, some of that moisture could try to find its way into the northern half of the state. Again, that chance of wet weather not going to be all that high, but with a slightly more unsettled pattern, hopefully we start to see some of that inversion haze begin to mix out at least a little bit, while I don't think the inversions will be broken completely. And then our daytime highs will start to ease down closer to where they should be for this time of year. As we look a little bit further down the road, we have a reason to be cautiously optimistic, because forecast models are, again, optimistic that as we move our way into I would say the second week of January, we could start to see more unsettled weather and more winter-like conditions across the western United States. This is the precipitation outlook between January 3rd and January 7th. And it's showing that the western United States will have the chance to see above average precipitation. Again, by no means a guarantee, but things are trending in the right direction. Just hopefully they stay that way. In St. George, daytime highs will be in the upper 50s the next couple of days as we move into the New Year's Day weekend. But by New Year's Eve into New Year's Day, adding in that slight chance of daytime highs closer to our seasonal averages, with overnight lows continuing in the 30s. Then along the Wasatch Front, middle 40s the next couple of days. We'll see the increasing haze, unhealthy for sensitive groups, air quality by Saturday. Then hopefully, fingers crossed, it's a little bit less haze, a slight chance of wet weather on New Year's Day. Then on Thursday, that's when we finally could see some wet weather. But I think by next weekend, that's probably our best shot of appreciable moisture across the state.
Okay, we're going to keep our fingers crossed for that, right?
A lot of that.
Promises, promises.
Who's making promises over here?
What is being said that he is calling my attention? We're hoping for it.